Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Division 1 playoffs of ECC Season 8. We are on the final stretch. We are in the lower bracket final. It is Zero Mercy. You've just put down Ascension Curios in commanding fashion, sweeping them versus Wooky eSports. A repeat of the winners bracket round 1.2, where Wooky eSports won 4-3. My name is Machtfish, and I'll be joined by Herbie for this one. How are you doing, man?
Well, nobody's left from the lower bracket. Ascension Curios made a good run to get to this point with wins over Boosted Beans and the Blizzard Wizards, and it was a treat to see them get this far, but Zero Mercy proved to be one step too far for them. And now we just have top seeds remaining, teams from the upper bracket, and it's Wooky eSports and Zero Mercy who have recovered from their defeat in the opening round, nearly picking up that reverse sweepers. Seems to be the trend at the moment in those upper bracket games, reverse sweeps, but Zero Mercy couldn't quite pull off one of their own. They're now going to have an opportunity for revenge against a Wooky eSports team that suffered a difficult loss to Donkey Punch in the second round themselves. It's weird. Both of these teams may well be out for blood here.
Yeah, I know from speaking to the Wooky eSports players yesterday that they were absolutely devastated by having thrown away not only against Zero Mercy into Game 7, but thrown the series completely against Donkey Punch after leading both series initially with 3-0 and just not being able to see it out. So I think both teams really, really want to make amends to it and really want to get something done and get it done as fast as possible. They don't want that Game 7 because in Game 7 anything can happen, as we've seen yesterday.
Well, this is the final best of 7 as such that we're going to be seeing today, as of course the next series will be a one-game advantage to Donkey Punch in the final against whoever comes out of this one. So Wooky eSports, it's their first series of the afternoon/evening. Zero Mercy have already come through from that 4-0 victory over Ascension Curios. Will fatigue start to play a factor for Zero Mercy at any point?
I mean, it's only the second series now, so I think now they can be quite fine. But if the third series, if they do win against Wooky now and then have to face Donkey Punch, I think fatigue will be setting in. But you also have to remember that the Zero Mercy have just swept, so they aren't really that fatigued yet, I would imagine.
Well, we'll see if they can continue their momentum from the previous series into this one on a healthy 4-game win streak at the moment. But as we already mentioned, Wooky eSports very disappointed to be in this position in the lower bracket, and they're going to have the bit between the teeth, no doubt, in the early going. First goal of this series is very important between two teams that I think will rely heavily on form. So perhaps Game 1 in this best of 7 takes on more importance than it normally would in a series of this length.
I mean, for Zero Mercy, it's just riding out their momentum that they've garnered against Ascension Curios. So if they can win this Game 1 and just keep that hype building and building and building and keep the confidence building against the Wooky eSports side that has partially thrashed them yesterday, I think they will feel like kings of the world here, and it's going to be really, really difficult for Wooky eSports to come back, even after only one game lost. So I think the first game, as you said, is going to be more important than usual, but what is your prediction for this series? Who do you think takes this one? Is Zero Mercy going to stroll through Division 1, or are Wooky eSports just one task too big for them?
Zero Mercy, they've been impressive for sure in their last couple of matches, but only being the second team in Division 1.1, whilst I think Division 1.2 was perhaps the more competitive of the two. I want to give this to Wooky eSports, given the fashion in which they went down to the winners bracket final in Donkey Punch. I don't think they're done yet. They'll get back to the grand finals and they'll still have something to say in that series. This is just a hurdle for them. Zero Mercy, they did sweep Ascension Curios, but Ascension Curios may have factored into that just as much as Zero Mercy's good performance did. Curios were very much off colour from start to finish, and when you're playing not to your full potential, it can make the other team perhaps look better than they actually are.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail perfectly on the head there. It's more like Wooky eSports' game to lose rather than Zero Mercy's to win, and I can get fully behind that. But I think we've waffled enough now. All the players are in. We can tell them to go ahead in this lower bracket final. It is Wooky eSports versus Zero Mercy in the lower bracket finals to go up to the grand finals. Donkey Punch is awaiting. Herbie, take it away.
Well, here we go. First kickoff. It's huge between these two teams to try and get an early goal. That first goal in game one that we've already highlighted the importance of. And it will be Wooky eSports who get the first possession, but Yotta is blocking up on the right wing, and they were such a key figure in the previous series. They'll be looking for more of the same as Patink drops down the first goal of the game and the series 16 seconds in. It's a great pass from King Ali's off the backboard, and Wooky eSports will be shell-shocked already.
Yeah, and it is Wooky eSports that can't keep it together on defense as Patink just gets the bounce shot underneath the keeper there to get Zero Mercy up in front and early, in fact. So they're just doing what they did against the Ascension Curious, and that is continuously scoring, continuously applying pressure. And as Yotta now with the Admiral, she's up going for Emco for the demo. Can't quite make contact with him as Emco takes it away to Lefote.
King Ali's now off the attacking backboard, was hoping for an extra touch, instead it'll be Durdok. Up into the path of Yotta, who makes this extra touch. It's come down dangerously in front. Lefoto couldn't get the shot on target. Now Durdok, defended away by Patink, and King Alex will take possession in midfield, looking to their left. Nice crossover pass to Yotta, and it will be taken back in the corner by Emco, who is demoed for their troubles by Yotta. Freeing up possession in midfield and taking it back now. Off the attacking corner, looking to push it middle, and it floated across the face of the goal, but there was nobody on hand to turn it home. Zero Mercy looking very good in the early going though.
Zero Mercy, they look like they want revenge against this Wooky eSports side, and they're doing that quite brilliantly right now. Just applying the pressure here is Yotta on Lefote. Ball control still very much with Yotta as the pass is in the middle. King Ali's can't quite make contact as Lefote clears it away. It's only as fast Patink who will take it all the way back, take it around, and that allows Wooky eSports to break out of defense once, as it is Durdok going for a pass in mid, but can't quite make contact with Lefote, who is now up to intercept that attack. Emco pre-jumping and going against the backboard. Can't make contact as Patink already up to take it away. It's a lot of ping pong. It's not really possession Rocket League here, what we see from Wooky eSports. They're going for more solo plays, but Durdok now helping his team out with a demo. The flick against the backboard. Emco is there. Can't make contact. How has he missed that one? That was a sitter.
That really did feel like a must-score opportunity for Wooky eSports, and the longer that Zero Mercy go on with this 1-0 lead, the more they're going to be getting into the heads of the Wooky eSports players with the history between these two teams from yesterday. As King Ali's launches his ball forwards, looking for some reception off the back wall, cleared out to the right wing by Durdok, back into the middle for King Ali's to chase down. I think we'll tap this one down, looking for Yotta on the halfway line, must keep this play alive, they're the last defender back at the moment. But Emco can't take it back, and Zero Mercy continue to pile forwards. It's King Ali's looking middle, trying to get the bump in on the goal line, but couldn't do so. Past the halfway point now, still 1-0 to Zero Mercy.
Still 1-0 to Zero Mercy, but Wooky eSports have arrived in this series. They are no longer forced on defense 24/7 as they have been in the first 90 seconds of this game. Now Lefote trying to create some offense here. Ball falls to Emco, that's a weak shot, only as far as Patink, but Durdok looking for Emco. Can't find him though. Lefote with a big clear down the line. Durdok is there with the redirect. It's up, it's against the cross, but Emco is there, and then Wooky eSports take the second goal of this game, number 1, to equalize 1-0.
That is huge from Emco. After the miss that they had about a minute ago, it should have been an easily scoreable opportunity. This time they do take their chance, and it's a 1-1 now. Wooky eSports are on the board in this best of 7. You love to see both teams scoring in the first game if you're a neutral. But for Wooky eSports now, the aim is on taking hold of this momentum and using it to score some more goals and take home game 1. Lefote now on the left wing, puts it middle. Patink was the last defender back to make the save. Durdok pushed themselves up for it. Emco, the goal scorer, looks to Durdok, taps it down into the middle, and there was some reception there from Yotta, who clears it out. King Ali's trying to take control of the defensive line. Save made there by Patink towards the top right corner, but they're under some real pressure now.
And Wooky now, as you say, building their pressure as Emco now gets challenged by I believe King Ali's it was, who's collecting this weak ball from him right now. Gets over one into the ceiling. Yotta is already up, gets it against the backboard. No follow-up right now, so Durdok has a lot of time, a lot of space to just boom that ball up high. Patink, not the best touch, but Yotta is there, and she clears as far and wide as Lefote is able to collect. Just clears it into the sidewall, grabs the under boost. Now Lefote in the air, that's always a scary prospect, but Yotta is already positioned on the backboard to deny any aerial shenanigans from the freestyler at heart.
And we're into the last minute of game one now. Still deadlock between these two teams. The next goal is going to be such an important one. King Alice up on the right wing looking for the alley-oop pass in play. It was a decent effort, but they didn't get a hold of it. Durdok now through midfield, and they've got some room to manoeuvre. Patink will fly across to make the clearance, and King Alice launches it into the far corner. Zero Mercy looking to kickstart a quick counter-attack as Yotta gets a demo in. Patink takes possession back. It's rolling middle. Durdok makes the clearance over to the left wing. Punts it further down. It will bank off the corner dangerously into the centre, and King Alice deflects it away as we have 17 on the clock.
Yeah, and in this dying stage, as both teams wanting to avoid overtime, but the shot is there for Lofote. King Alice recognizes that he was third man back and continues to get a save. Now Durdok with the follow-up. It's only starts Patink. Now Emco pre-jumping. That was something that broke their neck quite often yesterday. Doesn't break their neck today as we head into overtime for this first game.
Kick off over to the right wing from King Alice. Lofoto will take it on the halfway line. Tried to cut past one defender and did win this 50, but Patink will send it back all the way down and cleared over to the corner by Emco. Yotta is in there to steal the boost, and she keeps the play alive, tapping it up into the middle. Lofoto will get the clearance. Patink flies in for this one, gets it off the attacking corner as Zero Mercy are trying to apply some pressure themselves, but no shot on target as a result. Yotta now down for King Alice, who gets possession but can't beat the defender. Emco goes all the way over the top. It's a tough spot for Patink. Lofote will tap it down off the backboard into the danger area, deflects it down. Emco is on hand. It's going slowly, but Yotta clears it out to the left wing. The danger is not clear as Yotta now gets a pinch towards the offensive half. Off the backball it goes, but Lofote makes the clear, and we still have a scoreless OT.
Overtime skill scores, but that was a very, very dangerous moment for Wooky eSports. Lofote needing to be up and high to drop that ball away from the net as he now takes control. It's very far though. Yotta is up, gets it against the backboard. Durdok though has got time. Not a lot of boost to work with though. Lofote looking for Emco, moving a bit too close to Lofote to receive that pass. Durdok, a lot of space. It's cut off by Lofote, puts it against the backboard. Durdok is there with the shot, but Patink coming out of nowhere to get a save because Lofote's great awareness to go for the demo in net as Patink now gets the ball over the line. There's no one in mid to get on the end of that pass. Now Lofote again on the offense. Durdok is beaten. It's now King Alice. 100 boost. Is there a player in mid to receive a pass? Yes, Yotta is there. Can she drop it? She can't, but Emco and Durdok combine to keep that one out. Overtime still scoreless somehow.
Emco taps this one over to the right wing. King Alice is ready to receive it but doesn't have any boost to work with, so Emco will make this clearance as far as Yotta. Zero Mercy of the team with possession at the moment, and they tap it down towards the middle. Lofote is up there to make the clearance, and Emco chases it down the right side. They're trying to squeeze it into the middle, and they do steal the attacking boost as well. Zero Mercy will be trapped in their defensive third, but Patink has done very well to get it up to the halfway line. King Alice gets the clear, but no boost again. Emco will step into the play, and this is a real dangerous chance to drop it down for Lofote to shoot, and it's saved by Yotta. Rebound falls to Durdok, and they'll push it onto the right wing. They get it back again, redirecting it towards the middle, but Patink clears.
But the clearance is quite good, but it's collected by Lofote, goes high in the air. Dropping to Emco, maybe no, the communication not there. Both commit there for this ball, and now Durdok is left alone in the third. Commits, but is not making contact. Now Durdok with the react down to Lofote. The pass is not good enough. Lofote keeps back. Emco deciding better of it as to jump in. Now Yotta with the ball there. Can't get it out. King Alice will do that for her. Patink jumps high for that shot. Durdok with the pass in mid. Is Emco there? Emco is there, but the shot is blocked by King Alice, who's now transitioning into offense, but he is all alone, left by his teammates, so this attack goes to waste.
Patink over the halfway line. They have to tap it over the top of Emco. Durdok takes it back. One defender back at the moment, and it's Yotta. They're out of the play. Lofote to shoot. Banks off the ceiling, and it's cleared over to the right side by Yotta as Zero Mercy will try and counter-attack now. King Alice gets possession back in midfield. It will slow down enough for Patink to take a hold of it. They grind it over to the left wing. Lofote will have to take it on in their own third, and they look a little unsure of themselves as they drag it over to the far side. Yotta will have a chance to put it middle. It's going to drop down very dangerously for Patink to shoot. Cleared over now by Lofote. They've got Emco up there with them on the double commit perhaps. Can Zero Mercy capitalise on this? It's King Alice. Durdok with the weakest of touches, but they've got a follow-up. Turned over to Yotta to shoot. Save made by Lofote. Still no goal in overtime.
Defenses are exceptionally well positioned right now and have the reactions necessary to keep the ball out of the corner. Yotta there with a banger of a shot, but equally great save from Wooky eSports, from the defense, as now Derdog tries to transition out of it, using their teammates. Love to see that one. Now Emco versus Yotta on the wall. Gets a good 50. Lofote helping out. Emco bit stuck on the position's corner, leading to Derdog not being able to rotate in as he whiffs that ball here quite badly. Lofote takes and collects though. Pinch maybe, not around Yotta though, as Emco now is up, drops the ball forwards for Derdog to collect. Goes into the corner, the ball bounces awkwardly. King Elise gets helped by Yotta. That ball is heavy and deep into enemy territory, but it is crucially not in the goal, as both teams now back to front and front to back rotation here, as Emco with the shot trying to sneak it in. Derdog up, but can't make contact with it. We have now going to 5 minutes of overtime. One additional match of Rocket League is being played, but neither team can find the net.
Yotta to pinch it back into midfield. Turned over, in fact, to Emco, who will take the shot. Relatively straightforward stop from Patink, and now they race forwards, tapping it into the corner. Lofote with not the best of clearances. Derdog gets a touch on it. Zero mercy, putting it on the pressure in the offensive third. Lofote misses the clearance, but Emco will step into the play to get it back. Now the flick through midfield. One back by Patink in the direction of the net. Huge save there made by Derdog as they had to react quickly to make that stop. Emco helps it on. Patink will leave it off for Yotta, who is on their own, heading the other way. Lofote will make a powerful clearance up to the halfway line, which Patink sends straight back into the far corner. Off it goes, and Emco reads it well. Yotta to put it back in. King Alice is up there for it, and Patink is waiting on the far side to try and turn the shot goalwards, but there is still nothing doing for either of these teams.
Both teams, this is turning into a battle of attrition. Who can keep focused the longest? Who can deny any mistakes? Who can keep the opponents from scoring, as it is now Derdog with the devil. The devil is good on Yotta. It was the other way around, but it doesn't matter as Lofote puts the ball in. Nearly 6 minutes of overtime here.
Finally, a goal drops, and it drops for Wooky eSports. They take this one after 6 minutes of OT, and it's such an important game win in the context of this series as a whole. As you said, it was like winning 2 games that, and it may even feel like they won the entire series as a whole already, but there is still a long way to go ahead yet in this best of 7, but the confidence that will give them is massive.
Yeah, and especially Wooky eSports needing that confidence after being dropped down to the lower bracket, but it is now Zero Mercy who are looking not only of having played one more series already than Wooky eSports today, but now this long overtime where you have to be on point every single second. Surely that's going to be draining. Surely the fatigue might be setting in here, and that winning that overtime might work out for Wooky twofold this time.
But this does beg the question, not many goals at all there in that game one, and there also wasn't many shots. I don't know what the final totals were looking like, but at least at the midway point of overtime, there was just 7 shots to 5 in favour of Wooky eSports. It was a strange OT to watch, where it was more about a possession game than it was sustained chance after chance. Sure, there was saves going abound, but it was not quite as pacey as I think you would expect in overtime in this context to be.
I mean, I think it was primarily after the first minute of this overtime was so dangerous. If you survive that one, both teams just settle into a vibe of, okay, we know what to do. We know that first and foremost, we need to avoid doing any mistakes possible so that they don't score an easy open net. And that's what this overtime came down to, as Emco with the shot. Yotta is quickly up and gets that one away. But yeah, the overtime just setting into a rhythm, and then it's really, really hard to score and break that rhythm.
Yotta up to the halfway line. They're going to tap it down for King Ali's. Nearly an excellent pass there, but it was intercepted by an attacking Wooky player. Now Emco off the backboard. It will drop down into the middle where Patink clears it over to the left side. They've got some room to work with now. Really creative touch there, and King Ali's is waiting in the middle. Emco cut across the rotation to make that block, sending it all the way down for Yotta to clear. And we have another scoreless opening to the game. That could change if Yotta can tap this home from a tight angle. They'll have an opportunity to pass it downwards, and they look for Patink with the shot. 1-0 to Zero Mercy. Finally, they have themselves a goal. That's really important for their confidence after losing an OT of that length. It had been some time since they'd scored.
Yeah, but I'm mainly looking at Lofote for that one. That positioning on the backboard, just shocking, just turning around fully, needing to reverse down, just incredibly awkward. I mean, initially it was the right decision to go on the back foot, but you need to position yourself better on the back foot to cover the net, especially if you're the only defender left. So Yotta there just with an easy goal, just putting it outside of Lefote's reach because he was himself just messed it up quite badly.
Well, we'll see if Zero Mercy can use that goal, perhaps in fortuitous circumstances, but a goal nonetheless, and see if they can build on this and try and take this game too and tie up the series. But they're going to be forced onto the back foot by Lefote, who is no doubt keen on erasing their errors. They've put a great pass into the middle, and what have you done there, Emco? Completely missing on the potential shooting opportunity. Wooky eSports will be having their heads in their hands again.
Yeah, and Emco just... Sometimes the shot is just too easy to score, so you rather pass on it. But you cannot pass on these opportunities here in the context of this series, as there's a demo coming up from King Elise with the redirect as well. Can't quite find the back of the net. As now Zero Mercy looking for some prolonged pressure, but Emco is carrying the ball out only as far as King Elise, though. The Pakistani doing it all by himself, gets support by Patink. Not quite able to make that one in. Is Lefote carrying it down the field? Maybe Emco can get on the back of it. No, he can't. Yotta with a touch into the middle, and it is 2 minutes 40 left on the clock for Lefote, Emco and Derdog to come back in this game number 2.
Another low shooting game, but the possession you feel has mostly been with Zero Mercy. If you were to look at heat map for this game, this is approximately where the ball has been for most of it. Wooky eSports had that big chance going the other way, and now they'll look to create one themselves. King Ali's from midfield. Chips over the top of Emco very well. Derdok with some boost, but they've let the ball slip into midfield for Patink to shoot. Save made by Emco. Over to the right wing, though, where Yotta, the key figure for Zero Mercy, gets a demo, but can't follow it all the way through to keep possession of the ball. 2 minutes to go, still 1-0.
Yeah, it's 2 minutes to go. King Ali's now trying to with the pop, but Lefote is at the back post. Well positioned and gets a pass down to Emco as well, but Patink immediately on Emco's case, and with the pass down to Yotta, who nails it underneath the crossbar. Unsavable for Wooky eSports here.
Yotta gets their first goal of this game, and you could sense that was coming. They've played very well in the first couple of minutes of this one, and Zero Mercy are fully deserving of this 2-goal lead. Wooky eSports haven't managed to string it together. I'm really surprised by that. I thought they would use that 6-minute OT win to generate some more momentum and really go ahead in this series, but perhaps it goes the other way. Maybe they were fatigued by that effort, and Zero Mercy were ready to go again as soon as they conceded.
Zero Mercy definitely showing their mental fortitude, not only yesterday by coming back from a 3-0 deficit to take it to Game 7, but also now to come back from that 6-minute overtime loss as the ball is awkwardly in front of net. Emco can't make contact. King Elise takes it back into the middle. Is their third player up? No, it's only Lefote that clears it down the field. Now Yotta maybe trying for a pinch, but Emco is there to deny her of that opportunity. Patink again on the backboard, gets it as far as Lefote. Now 3 people up awkwardly, but Lefote can't thread the ball through the tightly knitted web of Zero Mercy defenders.
Patink in the final minute of Game 2. It's a 2-goal lead for Zero Mercy. They're looking to make it 3 here. Very dangerous pass across the face of the goal. Cleared out by Lefote in the direction of Yotta, who takes it straight back. Ping pong between the teams. Now off the backboard, looking for the redirect, but it was a very tight angle. Derdok misses that one. Emco will have to step into the play and get it over the top. And now Wooky eSports working their way down the right wing. They lift the shot in on target. Saved by Yotta. Turned over to Lefote, who banks it in from the left side. But they can't generate anything of real quality goalwards. It's been Zero Mercy's game.
Yeah, Zero Mercy just dominating Wooky eSports, it seems like. Even though Wooky eSports has had them, actually the shots are tight, don't disregard me. But it seems like Zero Mercy has had more shots and more opportunities than Wooky eSports. They are just completely fine with being on defense as well, because Wooky eSports can't create any chances right now on offense. At Zero Mercy, you got to ask, do they have Wooky eSports number if they keep on playing like this?
Well, I'm going to call it overtime mode. I feel like Wooky eSports was still playing like it was that Game 1 overtime, and it was really constricted at the back. And any time they went forwards, they weren't really flinging themselves into these plays enough and taking risks in the same fashion that Zero Mercy did in this game. It's like they were still in Game 1, and Zero Mercy capitalised on that to tie the series.
And with that series tied, it is now effectively a best of 5. The 2 extra games from the best of 7 done, well, nothing to differentiate those two teams. We are all tied going into game 3. And as you said, Wooky Esports, they need to get out of overtime mode. They need to get back into regulation time, maybe just a bit more risk-taking, whilst also not leaving your third alone, because that was their Achilles heel yesterday. If they can have measured aggression, I think that is their way forward in this series.
And I think if Donkey Punch are watching this series at the moment, they'll be licking their lips at the prospect of facing the winner of this series, because I don't think the quality of Rocket League is possibly as high as it could be by Division 1 standards between both of these teams so far. I mean, they both pulled out that win in this series so far, but it's low scoring. There have been a few misses on both sides, and the quality of chances that have been presented to both teams hasn't been capitalised on to the full extent that it could have been.
Yeah, Donkey Punch definitely wanting a team in the current form coming up, and not maybe when they're on top, but the form can come in. Wooky Esports still pretty much warming up in this series. It has only been 2 games, so now we will see their true strength, I believe. Now everybody is warmed up, has warmed up their mechanics, have warmed up their comms, and have warmed up their rotation. So now it is all to do for Wooky Esports as not Zayat, Zero Mercy actually with the first chance. King Elise and Yota with an interesting passing idea out down to Petink, who just slots it home for the first goal.
Yeah, the defender's being dragged off the line there for Wooky Esports, and that won't do one bit. Zero Mercy have just turned the screw here. That first goal of going through is going to set a new tone in terms of the series. They are very much the team that appear to be on top now. As King Alice gets his ball onto the right wing, he's trying to centre it. Petink makes an interception on the halfway line, and MK will make the clearance. Wooky Esports would love a goal right about now to arrest the momentum that is beginning to sway in Zero Mercy's favour.
Yeah, it's not only beginning to, but Zero Mercy is riding the wave of that momentum. Double demo coming out in the Wooky Esports corner. It might not matter, but King Alice scrapes that ball from the top bins and keeps it out to keep the lead for Zero Mercy, but it's not done yet. MK looking for that, can't make contact on the pass, however, as Wooky Esports now finally trying to get out of defense, but Lefote and MK just completely all the way back. Both of them didn't need to be that far back, and King Elise will capitalize off of that lost pressure to put in the second one for Zero Mercy.
Photo's clearance there is a weak one. They picked up the corner boost. They had more time to take hold of that possession, but instead they just chip it off the back wall, and King Alice was on hand to recover possession, and that ended up leading to the second goal. And it's another example of Wooky Esports still being in overtime mode. It really does feel like every time they get the opportunity to make a clear, they're scrambling at it. They're desperate to not concede, and they have conceded a third as Petink just barrels their way through the middle, straight past the defenders. Zero Mercy, 3 up.
Yes, and that desperation and that panic that it might be overtime and 1 goal matters is costing them dearly, as Petink here with a great 50, forcing it through Lefote. He's not ideally positioned himself to take on that challenge. And with now 1 minute 30 gone in that game 3, how does Wooky Esports attack the next few minutes? Do they go all out, guns blazing to try and get back into this game, or do they say, no, we've lost this game and we're actually going to focus on game 4, because right now they conceded the 4th goal of the game?
Well, now that they've conceded that 4th goal, my answer to the question has changed. At 3-0, there was still a very realistic chance of getting back into this game, but now 4-0, this is an absolute slaughter at the hands of Zero Mercy at the moment. 4 goals on 5 shots. Wooky Esports just need to fling everything forwards in this one. I don't think it really matters how many more they concede. If they can just get a goal or 2 for themselves after not scoring in the previous one, they need something that shows that in the next game of the series they'll still be capable, and Durdok puts in a shot there, but it's easily dealt with by Petink.
Yeah, they need to somehow sway the momentum, need to get up, maybe a good solo play from Lefote. MK will do just that. They have the mechanics to do it, they just need to find the consistency to perform under this pressure. Now Lefote transitioning out of defense, looking for a pass maybe, but no. The pass was too far up, and it's easy to collect for Zero Mercy as King Elise puts it to the corner. MK pre-jumping like all hell to cut off Durdok. Interesting decision by him as Lefote completely misses that one. Durdok somehow reacts to keep it out. Great reaction from him, but that shouldn't have happened in the first place there.
Now from the right wing, it will be Durdok sending it forwards. Emco is there for the redirect. Back into the middle it goes, but Durdok can't capitalise on the far side. And Wooky eSports will see another opportunity go begging. Now a team bump there. That's going to stop them from taking hold of possession. And they just look completely up in arms there. Just getting rid of the ball without boost there, Emco. And of course, Yotta will send it straight back. And we are really seeing a breakdown in the play of a team that, when unbeaten in league play, they only dropped 5 games. It's been a real shock seeing them in the playoffs since then.
Yes, and you have to ask if Durdok, as a sub coming in, is he feeling comfortable playing with Emco and Lafote? It seems that Durdok and Lafote are on the same page on what they want to do and how they want to approach the game, but Emco just wants to play a completely different kind of Rocket League, and that has not meshed well with one another. So they are pretty much, well, not only against Zero Mercy at this point, but they're playing against themselves as well. They have to figure out some way to work together on this one, because otherwise they won't come back against Zero Mercy here.
King Ali's now looking to make it a 5-star performance for Zero Mercy. Drags over the top. What a goal. Second of the game for them. A highlight reel play from midfield. And a 5-0 lead now with just over 1 minute to go. And that kind of sums up the way that this series is heading.
Yeah, simple pop over the last defender there, Lafote. No chance of getting that one. Just great control from King Elise to also get it from the post. And now Wooky eSports are looking desperate, but Durdok's sniping the top corner. But if it wasn't going their way before, it certainly isn't going their way now, with the crossbar and the post in unison denying them a first goal of this game.
Yotta into midfield. 2 defenders up there to make the clear. It is a powerful one from the photo, and they may get it back again from the left wing, if not for that second touch from Patink. Superb stuff there, and Zero Mercy will bully Wooky eSports off of the possession. King Ali's has it now on the right wing, taps it into the middle for the photo, and Yotta, bottom right corner. She gets her first goal of the game. 6-0.
6-0. This is a slaughtering. Someone call a butcher, please, because Wooky eSports is thoroughly slaughtered and being taken apart limb by limb for this ruthless Zero Mercy, staying true to their name yet again. First sweeping Ascension Curious, and now Zero Mercy showing it against Wooky eSports as well. But Lafote trying to get some big brain plays in there, can't do so successfully.
Patink may even find a 7th goal here, but MCO makes their 3rd save. Durdok with the demo on Patink there, but still Zero Mercy. Final few seconds of a 6-0 game. They're not content with that. They want more goals. They're not going to get any more goals. 6-0 is exactly how it will finish, but since that 6-minute overtime, Zero Mercy have outscored Wooky eSports 8-0 and taken both games. I really expected the momentum to swing in Wooky eSports' favour, but it has been anything but.
And you've spoken about how low scoring the series was. I think someone of the Zero Mercy players have taken offense to that and be like, all right, you want goals? We'll give you some goals. And from 6 goals from 11 shots there, just great conversion rate. Anything above 50% is just really, really, really good. But Zero Mercy, they now look like a force of nature. They look like a force to be reckoned with. We've continuously played them down on their capabilities down a bit, but they're like, no. We can actually play this game and we can hang with the best of Division 1.
Well, the good news for Wooky eSports is they're only 2-1 down in this series, but they haven't really had to experience coming from behind so far in these playoffs. They had that big lead, 3-0 against Zero Mercy in the winners bracket round 1, but let that slip away. Ended up taking the game 7. Now they find themselves 2-1 down in the lower bracket. It's a completely different scenario for them. And I guess this is where we are going to learn their real strength as a unit.
Yeah, the question is the mentality there? Is the mentality there for Wooky eSports? Because it has been there for Zero Mercy. They have displayed great mental strength. But now it is Wooky eSports' turn to show that strength. And I know from experience that Durdok and Lafote can be a bit susceptible to things not going their way, so I think they need a goal, and they need it really, really, really quickly here, as Emco tries to make something happen here, but Yotta already up on the backboard. Lafote now with their shot, striked well over the goal into the corner of the ceiling. English is a difficult language, as Wooky eSports have got first pressure, but they couldn't really make anything out of that one.
And Yotta with a shot from distance. That will be saved by Lafote. 2 players up there, King Ali's and Yotta, both in very close proximity, but that's not going to come back to bite them as Patink takes hold of the ball, tries to get it into the middle. Yotta is there on the far side. Lafote will clear it up in the direction of the halfway line. King Ali's gets it back again, has a punt from distance. It comes off the backboard. Lafote's clear as a weak one. Yotta sends it straight back in. Zero Mercy piling on the pressure, and that touch from Emco stopped Patink from getting in behind to score the opening goal of this game 4. Zero Mercy turning the screw again. I thought that Wooky eSports would have a strong start to this one, but now they're being pressured onto the back foot.
They're pressured again, and this ball might be looping into the back of the net. No, it does not. It's slightly wide, but the Wooky eSports defender still very much awkward in their rotation. Their dog tries to do something, but King Elise passing to Yotta there. The team plays from Zero Mercy, always looking out for one another, always trying for the infield pass, and Wooky eSports is not grasping that concept and are not being able to defend that right now. But it is getting quite obvious what Zero Mercy is trying to achieve, but it isn't obvious enough apparently.
Patink gives it away to Emco. Bottom right corner. What a save there made by King Ali's. That could have been the moment for Wooky eSports, but not yet. And the miss from Lafote will actually free up the ball as King Ali's recovers. Sends it through to Yotta. Puts the shot goalwards, hits the post. Gets another tap onto the rebound, and Patink right across the net. Cleared out in the direction of King Ali's, who gets it over to the left side. Carries it up the sidewall. They'll now drag it in. Flip reset. Taps it down. Yotta was the receiver of the pass. Instead it will fall for Patink. Shot saved by Lafote. Up into the air it goes. It comes back down for King Ali's, who puts another shot goal as the Zero Mercy are desperate to score the opener of this game 4. Wooky eSports are keeping them out.
Wooky eSports are keeping them, but they had good chances themselves. Both offenses seem capable, but both defenses seem to be rock solid in this game number 4. As King Ali's puts a pass to, gets the awkward landing backwards, though doesn't face them at all. They just continue down as now Patink gets it, missing that one, but leaving it for Yotta, sniping the top corner. Lafote needs to make the save and does make the save, jumping across the net with cat-like reflexes to get that ball out of net.
Patink with another shot. That one's going to fly wide at the right post. Yotta tapped back by Patink. This is heading all the way towards their own net. They're going to have to be very careful here, and the demo from Yotta will free up possession. King Ali's is searching further forwards in the hope of latching onto that through ball. Patink will now get it downwards. Yotta also up there. Durdok over to the left wing. Where is the Wooky eSports third player? They had to be capitalising on that opportunity to send it forwards, but the rotation is not as good as it could be.
The rotation's not as good, but they're also boost up constantly by Zero Mercy, who are just brilliantly taking control of all the, not only the big pads, but of the small pads as well. So Emco we see here moving forward, but Zero booster, what is he able to do? Nothing at all. Gets the pinch down to Derdog, but it's not calculated at all, it's not controlled. And Patink here on Lafote gets the bump. Emco with the miss, but Lafote gets the crucial demo on Patink to keep that ball out and to keep that shooting opportunity going to waste.
And Durdok missed there in the air. It'll be Lafote's responsibility to clear, and Wooky eSports could really use a big play here in the final minute. Emco taps it off the attacking corner, but nobody is there on the follow-up. Durdok will now appear in the play, and they take hold of possession. Off the right wing it goes, into the middle for Lafote, but they scuff their shot wide at the left post. These are chances Wooky eSports can't afford to be given up. This one is blocked at the source, and Durdok has it again on the halfway line without boost, lays it off to Lafote. Taken back by Patink, and Yotta is chasing it down into the corner as well. Into the centre it goes, cleared over to the left side by Emco. Still a scoreless game 4.
And it looks like we might be heading here into another overtime, but Patink has something against it as he takes the shot. Emco is up for it. Now Derdok on the backboard against Yotta. King Elise with the follow-up. Still against the backboard. Yotta with a crazy redirect, but now they have to scramble back. It's Derdok looking for Lafote. Redirect. Yes, it's in. 13 seconds left, and Wooky eSports break the deadlock on the counter.
Massive play there from Durdok. Saw Lafote downfield, and it was a straightforward shot, but it's all about the pass there. 13 seconds to go. The context of the series may well have changed entirely, but there's still time for Zero Mercy to strike back, and they have won the kickoff. It's forward in the direction of Yotta, who gets it downwards. Lafote will clear. Emco helps it on towards the halfway line, and Durdok. 3 players participate in that passing play, and now they have it right where they want it in the offensive third. They look like a completely different team in the dying seconds of that game, and they have tied the series.
They are beginning to play some proper Rocket League as Wooky eSports. They're looking out for one another and they're looking for their chances, but they have still been thoroughly dominated in this game number 4, even though they snuck away with the win here. 12-2 shots in favor of Zero Mercy. That's, well, domination, if anything else.
And yet, Wooky eSports were the team that came out with the win. So what does this mean for both these teams heading into what is now going to be a best of 3? We've seen another couple of games get chopped off of this best of 7, and we're heading closer and closer to crunch time between two sides that cannot be separated in the early going. With Wooky eSports scoring 1 on 2 in that one, the question will be placed on the Zero Mercy defense, and Wooky eSports may feel like they can capitalise on that a little more. We've spoken about risk-taking. Wooky eSports was still treating that like it was an overtime, but they won the overtime this time.
I mean, if you don't concede, you just have to score that one counter, and they've done it, but I don't think it's going to work forever, especially with the amount of pressure Zero Mercy is able to generate for themselves on attack. So Wooky eSports, they had a lot of right ideas though. They wanted to go for a lot of passing plays in offense. Yes, the accuracy hasn't been quite there, and the positioning of the receiving player hasn't been quite there, and that's why their shot count is so low, because on those passes they just didn't make contact. But the opportunities were there in principle, so I think that if they can just refine their accuracy, they do have a good game plan here going into this crucial game number 5.
Yotta taps down into the corner. Durdok gets in middle. Lafote hits the crossbar. Emco is there for the follow-up. Another one off the crossbar. At least it's shots on target, but not shots in the back of the net. A promising start for Wooky eSports, but they don't find the goal they're looking for. Now Puting, a lower shot, saved by Emco. Durdok leaves it for Emco, and they try and work their way through midfield, but nothing was coming of that. They'll leave it off for Lafote now, but nothing is really working for Wooky eSports in the early going.
Nothing's really working, but good news, they've already equaled their shot count from the entirety of last game within the first 30 seconds. So they're definitely trying to get more shots on target here, as now Puting is up. Lafote has to deal with that one, booms it high and wide, only as fast as King Elise, who easily takes that area. Now Emco, a lot of spinneroons in the air, a lot of boost wasting in the air by Emco there. Might come back to bite them, but Durdok bails him out, gets a good 50. Now Lafote with the pass down to Durdok, can't make contact, can't get a block either, as now Puting and King Elise try to connect. Both teams going more and more for team plays, and I love to see that.
Yeah, this is looking more and more like a playoff game, as we do have game 5 between the teams that have tied the series up at 2 so far. Wooky eSports, I think, have had the better of possession this time for the first time, arguably since the early period of game 1. And this bodes really well for them as long as they can get the goal. But Zero Mercy being forced onto the back foot for the first time, and they don't look particularly worried about that. They have a counter-attack goal, as Puting saw Yotta with the through ball in midfield, and she made no mistake on the finish. That is going to be a real shell-shock moment for Wooky eSports.
That is all wanted down to Emco as third man, just at the mid boost when the clear was already happening, and just couldn't recover back in time. As third man, you have to stay a bit more aware of how the play might come down towards your net, especially with one demo coming through. It was maybe just a little bit too confident that Durdok would respawn in time, didn't do so, and thus they concede here in game number 5.
The question is, can they find a response to it? They've been really dry of goals in the entire series as a whole, even the games that they've won. Do they have a response? Puting makes the clear over to the left side. Durdok, difficult ball to take a hold of from the ceiling, but they've really flung themselves out of the play. Wooky eSports will have to be careful. Emco has done well to keep the play alive, and they had Lafote in the middle. They'll cut across the play instead to try and send it goalwards. But past the halfway point of game 5, it is Zero Mercy's game again. It has been more back and forth, but the team in orange look to have retaken the momentum.
Yeah, Zero Mercy looking to take the momentum and take another goal, maybe perhaps as well, as Lafote and Emco trying to connect, but can't do so. Yotta there with the interception. The ball bounces awkwardly for Durdok. King Elise is up, just puts it slowly, just trying to bait the defender in, does so, but now the transition is happening for Lafote with the shot, but King Elise, great rotation from him, great speed, and now as well the shot on target, but Durdok is equally capable in defense to keep that one out of the net, as now both teams have just really, really long clears and are partaking in long clears. So now Patink with the demo attempt on Derdog gets the bump. Unfortunately, not the demo. That ball would have been in otherwise.
2 players up there in the corner. King Ali's is going to have a difficult time on the goal line if they're not careful. And they do spread the play over to the left wing now. King Ali's turns it over to MCO. Here it comes off the back wall. Lafote! 1-1. Wooky eSports have a leveller. What a huge goal that is for them.
And finally a goal for Wooky eSports. Patink just caught at the front post. Yota from the backboard can't do anything either against that well-placed shot from Lafote. And that is how you want to come back into the series, with the mechanical not redirect, but backboard read from Lafote, as he now feels confident going for the series shot immediately. No ground pinch, but MCO cuts him off. Why on earth would you cut him off there? The ground pinch looked set on. No one was challenging it. That could have been amazing, but MCO just cutting Lafote off there.
Yeah, that's a real indicator that even though Wooky eSports are fighting their way back into this series, there are still underlying problems for them. Zero Mercy will have witnessed that, and they'll have some renewed belief that they can take this game 5. Lafote not willing to let that happen. They've clearly got some momentum going as an individual now. Just need their teammates to stay out of the way as such. MCO clears up towards the halfway line. Tried to cut back inside. Yota was quickly into the play to make the interception. Patink. King Ali's is a long way back, so it'll be Wooky eSports ball. Derdog looks for MCO. Off the backboard. Hits the post again. King Ali's makes the clear with 30 seconds to go, and it's a counter-attack for Zero Mercy. They get over the top. Patink is there on the far post, but the pass was offline.
Yeah, now Derdog and MCO finally connecting and finally on the same page, and that is what we want to see from Wooky eSports. Just more attack and more passing plays in attack, but now Jota gets it past MCO into the enemy corner. Gets maybe the dunk on Lafote. Yes, she does. The pass is middle to Patink and to King Ali's with double commit. Now MCO, can he get it on target? No. Can he get the pass to Lafote? Yes, he can. But the crossbar denies Lafote. Game 5, we have overtime once again.
Another opportunity for Lafote to take a late winner as they did in the previous one, but nothing doing this time. Wooky eSports with the first possession of overtime, but they're going to turn over the ball here to Patink. With that demo, King Ali's play is slowed down for Zero Mercy, and Derdog chips over the top for Lafote. Derdog is into the play as well, but can't get the defender cleared. Into the path of King Ali's it goes now, and it's a shot. MCO reaches it just about. Yota was on hand to cause some havoc, but couldn't do so. Patink now with the shot. That one will be a relatively straightforward follow-up. Yota putting another shot in. This is a much more high-intensity overtime than game 1, but no goal.
No goal thus far, but I was already waiting to jump in early because MCO was nowhere to be seen on defense. He made his best effort to scramble back and get a contact on the ball. But now the first minute and the first flurry of attacks is over, and maybe now we'll see a repeat of game number 1 where we just find the groove for both that works for both teams. As King Ali's takes the shot, it is wide though and put even further wide by Lafote. But Patink taking control against Yota. Good ball mid. Derdog is up, gets it over King Ali's. And now MCO doesn't need to be up. Just wasting a lot of boost. Had plenty of time. Communications from Wooky eSports just not there. Not on point. Just call that he has time and he doesn't need to waste boost and can take control of that ball.
King Ali's He's going to let the ball skip away from them there. MCO has a handle on it, and they've beaten one defender. Derdog into the mixer and punted back out by Zero Mercy, who get the ball up to the halfway line. Yota to shoot. Blocked at the source by MCO, who was the only defender on the scene there. Huge interception, but the danger is not clear yet as Patink puts it back in. From the backboard, it's cleared out by Lafote into the direction of Derdog and MCO. MCO decides to take control of the ball and gets it further forwards. Now blows it away to King Ali's. Derdog has an interception to make for themselves, and they've done so. And play has slowed down a little bit here in overtime, as he mentioned beyond this first minute. No clear-cut opportunities for either team.
And no clear-cut opportunities, but Lafote. That's a dangerous redirect from Patink, but Yota is ready, and it is up for it. Now Derdog trying to go for the Doomsy setup, but not quite being able to get to that ball. Yota on the ceiling doesn't get challenged by any of the Wooky players. Still no challenge from Wooky. Hello? You want to hit the ball maybe at some point? Thank you very much. Now Lafote finally hits the ball and puts some pressure on the Zero Mercy side as Yota gets caught in an unfortunate 50. Patink needs to be up and clear that one to the side. It's only as far as MCO, though, will take control. Gets it over one, gets it over two. It's awkward in the corner, and now King Elise will easily take and collect that one as we head maybe into the last into the 3rd minute of overtime and maybe into the all-decisive goal for the series.
Durdok looking to do just that, but they put their shot wide of the right post, so it will be King Ali's instead. Dodging the demo attempt, but not dodging this block from Lafote. MCO will have to chase it down on the halfway line as it's a scrap for possession in midfield, which is won by Zero Mercy. Yotta has a chance to put it into the middle. They've got to be so careful at the back, and they've blown it away to Patink, but they are going to escape with possession as it's a through ball into the path of Durdok, and now Lafote to try and shoot. Patink with a vital clearance across midfield. Yotta will launch it clear. Over to King Ali's. The shot was blocked down by Emco, and now Durdok on Patink, and it's going to be Patink getting it further forwards again. Another touch over to the far side, but there is no passing play that these two teams can muster up to create a goal.
Passing plays are not really connecting right now, and King Ali's just being blocked internally by the Lafote, who just lands in front of him to deny any sort of counter there. As Patink against an own backboard. Dangerous scenes here. Now Emco with the drop again. The whiff from Emco on the attack. He cannot seem to make contact with these easy setups that he gets from his teammates.
Well, in Game 1 overtime, it was a demo play that opened up for Wooky eSports to find that crucial goal. I'm really surprised that we haven't seen at least an attempt at that so far in this overtime, as the passing plays are just not working for either side. Zero Mercy as well. It's more of an overtime where they haven't been able to score, and they'll be thinking about that Game 1 as well, as Lafoto makes this clear into the path of Patink. King Ali's will get it back again. Off the back ball it goes. Do they have the extra touch? It's headed goalwards. Patink! Zero Mercy into the series lead. They have a lengthy overtime win, and they're back in front.
They did what they could not do in game number 1, and that is win a long overtime. 4 minutes, nearly another game of Rocket League being played here in this overtime, but it was Durdok who just couldn't make contact with that ball in the end there, just missing his touch, and that's really unfortunate for Wooky eSports, who now head into game 6 being 3-2 down in the series.
Well, we'll see if a pattern begins to settle in, as Wooky eSports had the lengthy overtime win in Game 1, but Zero Mercy struck back with 8-0 over the next 2 games to take the series lead for themselves. Now they are the side that find themselves having taken the series lead via a long overtime win. Wooky eSports will be looking to replicate the efforts that Zero Mercy had previously as the pattern repeats itself, but now with Zero Mercy the side in front in the series, how will they cope with the series lead?
It's not a new position for them to be in. They have been 2-1 up in the series already, but they've lost game 4. Now, as we go into game number 6, they are up again, and we are looking at Zero Mercy side that could be going into the grand finals. Of course, they come from Division 2 from last season. They've just promoted into Div 1 and are already safe to promote into Champions Division, but to do it via the grand finals would be the icing on the cake.
It would be massive for them, and there's a lot of pride on the line in Division 1, I think, for all of these teams, regardless of whether you've been promoted or if you're splitting up heading into next season. You want this Division 1 title win. Yeah,
exactly. That's just a lot of pride on the line here for those two teams, and that's it. With it's not really anything going for promotion anymore, because that has been ticked off. You're done and dusted. Been there, done that. But now it is for Zero Mercy and Wooky eSports, it's being able to say, yo, not only have we promoted into Champs Div, we have promoted as by winning. And that's, I think, something that all these players want, is they don't like to lose. They just want to win. And they want to win as quickly as possible. For Zero Mercy, that means winning this game number 6. For Wooky eSports, that means taking the series into game number 7.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a title that your team can brandish for the duration of the following season, the winners of Division 1, and that will carry a threat of its own among Champions Conference teams. Even if it's against a side of higher tier, you're still coming up against a team that has not just been promoted from Division 1, but has also shown that clutch factor to take home the playoffs, as the playoffs are an entirely different beast to what you see in league play with these consecutive best-of-7 matches. It really takes true heart and grit from a team to win in this scenario.
Yeah, it's like saying the Premier League is the same as the FA Cup, because it is really not. There's a two different competition, and there's a reason why smaller teams get into further FA Cup rounds or whatever cup rounds in national cup rounds than they normally would when playing these teams in a league format. Anything can happen in a cup game, anything can happen in playoffs, and we may be seeing that anything being King Elise, Patink, and Jota going to the grand finals.
Will another #1 seed drop out before the grand finals? It's up to Wooky eSports, and it's a great save from MCO in the early going, but Zero Mercy still have the ball in the offensive third. Now it's pinched clear by Lafote, who will try and get as far as the halfway line. Jota sends it back. It is the post on the far side. MCO with the bicycle here to clear it. Still the pressure comes from Zero Mercy as King Ali's puts it middle, and it's another big clearance from MCO. They've made themselves heard in the first 30 seconds of this game, keeping it scoreless.
Yeah, MCO now with the defensive performance gets it around one attacker as well. Now Lafote demos Patink, that is to no avail as Derek being forced back up on defense. Now with the touch, it's only as far as King Elise who waits patiently. A lot of demos in this first minute of game number 6. Both teams finding that physical play and finding the physicality that they've lost throughout the entire series. As the ball's now awkwardly placed, but King Elise can't push it through MCO. Their third defensive effort of this series keeps the ball out and keeps the series level at 0-0.
Durdok now to try and shoot, or in fact tap it off the backboard, but that one is wayward and they're not going to get a follow-up touch on it. So now it's King Ali's in midfield, launches it further forwards with the pinch off the sidewall, and Jota will find that one. Off the ceiling it goes, and it's a race to the loose ball, which is won by Lafote. King Ali's sends it further clear, but these balls are just ping-ponging between the two teams at the moment. There is no sustained period of pressure. Plenty of demos, so how about this for a shot from MCO? Saved over the far side by King Ali's, and it comes back down for Lafote to try and follow up, but yet again the pass is not on hand.
Yet again the pass is not accurate enough for Wooky eSports, but they're trying to build some more pressure as Derek now versus Jota on the back, but puts it into the ceiling. It's Lafote who's up, but doesn't have the read now. Patink versus MCO at the front, gets the demo, but doesn't get the ball. As Lafote puts it over one, gets the doink. King Ali's takes it to the side. As now there's a lot of shots coming in, but none of them really dangerous and really testing the defenders. As now Derek with this follow-up after MCO's pass, trying to get to Lafote, but it's only as far as Jota, who will just lose possession. Lafote to Derek. There it is. There's the connection on the passing play, and there's the first goal of Game 6.
Yeah, the longer this Game 6 went scoreless, the more you were thinking that Zero Mercy would have the upper hand. With that series lead, they would have put Wooky eSports under more and more pressure as time had gone on. But that is a huge goal right on the halfway point from Wooky eSports. The right to left passing play is the first time we'd seen it at all in this game, and it resulted in the goal. I think now from the back right corner as Zero Mercy will hope to create something going the other way themselves, but it looks more like Wooky eSports' game to lose at the moment, as Durdok sends it back in the direction of Lafote, who gets enough contact on it to put it over to the far side.
But now Zero Mercy has something to answer, and they have to answer that one goal. Now Patink gets it into the corner, but it's only as far as Lafote who will clear it down to Durdok, not being able to make contact. But now MCO and Lafote again, miscommunication, playing Wooky eSports there. MCO cutting across Lafote, but is now in position as third. Low boost, but does get contact on the ball. Gets to 50 versus King Elise as well. Lafote taking it high, landing on the sidewall, getting it mid, but Patink patiently waiting on the back, but to deny any infield pass here, and is now Zero Mercy trying to get back on the attack.
Jota intercepts this ball for King Ali's! Bottom left corner, just one defender on hand to try and make the save there, and nothing doing. Zero Mercy have the tying goal, and we've seen that a few too many times in this series. Lafote turning the ball over in their own back corner. That cannot be allowed to happen.
Yes, because Zero Mercy will make you pay with these infield passes. They have shown that they have the accuracy and they have the positioning to make this work. But now it's a 2v1 Durdok opening his backpack perhaps, putting Wooky eSports on his back. No, it is the defender gets a great 50 there to deny Durdok a second goal of this game, number 6. Now it is MCO and Lafote both getting involved with demos. Durdok now up high, looking for MCO. MCO on the sidewall, looking for the shot, but it's only as far as Jota on the backboard who will put it away, but it's not done yet. Lafote gets the ball middle, it's only as far as King Elise, and now Jota doesn't have to make contact, but MCO does race back and gets the save. The chance is not over yet both teams with quick shots in quick succession.
Yeah, 2 speedy saves there made for Wooky eSports, but they still keep it 1-1. Now the pressure is really going to be coming up against them. A goal at this stage of Game 6 for Zero Mercy would be huge. Yotta sends it in the direction, but does not get it all the way through. King Ali's now the goal scorer for Zero Mercy in this game. Trying to drag it downwards, and they do go underneath the defender. Here it comes off the backboard. Lafote misses it, but recovers so well to get the follow-up touch. Emco headed the other way, blocks up on King Ali's, and will try and push this into the middle. Patink clears it as far as Durdok. Looking left for Lafote. Oh, and it's another huge chance that goes begging. Emco gets it goalwards, and Durdok blocks it over to the right wing. What were you doing there?
It's nearly over, but it isn't over until the ball hits the ground. Wooky eSports, great chances there on the passing plays, but can't make anything happen, anything that's of value happen to them. That's now Yotta with the pass of it, but no one there as we head into a third overtime of this series. So by the way the overtime has been working, it's either going to be a quick one or a very, very long one.
Yotta now from the ceiling, trying to win the series for Zero Mercy. They've let the ball drop to Patink, who puts the shot wide of the post. Emco has let the clearance get away from them. King Ali's was in there to make the interception, and now it'll be Lafote as Wooky eSports look for their first attack of the overtime. Yotta clears it up onto the right, and there's no real response there from Wooky eSports. They could be made to pay for that. They've missed the first clearance attempt, and Yotta is just trying to cause trouble. King Ali's is now stepping into the play, and Patink with full boost rifles their way through. Yotta now turns it goalwards, off the back ball it goes, and it's cleared over by Lafote. Durdok's responsibility to tap it forwards this time, and there are no real opportunities in the first minute. That's not been a common theme in this series.
It's a very uncommon start to the overtime, but Zero Mercy has have a lot of pressure. Durdok now into the corners. There's a follow-up. No, it's only King Ali's, but Durdok with the tactical damage to deny the passing play out of defense. Now King Ali's has to make contact with it, does so, gets the ball away. As now Wooky eSports looking for more shots and more opportunities to create. It's now the photo versus Patink in a race, just 50 the ball straight into the ceiling. Emco with the shot. There's no one home for Zero Mercy, but King Ali's rotates and recognizes that was a severe lack of defenders. As now Wooky eSports again, prolonged pressure is the name of the game for them right now.
Lafote over to the right wing, doesn't have any boost to work with, but they'll still try and cause as much havoc as they can. Now given away to Durdok, who looks over to Emco on the left wing and will have an opportunity to dribble it further forwards. King Ali's chases it into the corner, it bounces middle, hits the post, Lafote hits the other post on the far side. Durdok will take a hold of it on the right side, they slow the play down. King Ali's has an opportunity to take hold of it, and it will fall back for Yotta now. Wooky eSports keeping the ball up at the halfway line, and now it breaks. Huge chances there.
Lafote will be absolutely kicking himself. Well, a bit more than that probably if we look back at that opportunity. That was the game winner, but it is not over yet. Lafote again trying to get it mid to Durdok, is waiting. He's got the boost, he's got the beat against Yotta. No, Yotta does fly in, gets a good 50 here. Emco versus King Ali's on the 50. Back pass, the back pass is intercepted by Yotta, who's read Emco like a book there, but couldn't bring it on target. Now again, second back pass, again intercepted by King Ali's. Patink is up, the ball's looking dangerous. Lafote with the save, third save of his in this game, as it's now Zero Mercy that's trying to build some long pressure, but Emco now with the big clear out to alleviate that pressure from Wooky eSports.
King Ali's drags through midfield and has Patink to their left. It's going to drop off for Yotta, who might launch this off the backboard, if not for the save that was made there by Emco. Tap back down now. One defender back, and it's Durdok. They race into the play and they make an excellent block, but the danger is not done yet as King Ali's puts it back in. Yotta will have to retreat back, and now they'll have an opportunity to take on possession. Taken back by Lafote. Patink is up there, gets a touch on it. Wooky eSports will continue to pile down that right wing as it's put in by Emco. And now, all the way back to the halfway line it goes, where Lafote will send it forwards again. No particularly dangerous shots on target, but that could change at any moment.
As now Patink takes control, fakes out Emco, gets the pass mid to King Ali's. It's now a 1v1 versus Lafote and Patink. Lafote gets a touch on it, but Yotta takes control. The ball is dangerously in the middle. The pass is down to Patink, who gets it on over the target. Lafote has to deal with it, can't make contact, but neither does Yotta, so it's all good. King Ali's with a follow-up. Durdok now with the great save to keep it up, but Patink, open shot, bounce shot, gets the second one as well, but Durdok again, defensive masterclass. I mean, he is really helping out his team right now and denies Zero Mercy, but he can't deny that passing play from Yotta and Patink. It is done. Zero Mercy move to the grand finals.
And they can breathe a sigh of relief as they came oh so close to being taken to Game 7 over the course of that overtime. But they found the last couple of major opportunities and they are going to the grand final. The number 1 seed in Division 1.2 is out of the playoffs. They dropped just 5 games in the regular season, but they dropped 4 games right here when they needed to avoid that. They go home. Zero Mercy are moving on to face Donkey Punch.
And it is the number 2 seeds from Division 1.1 in Zero Mercy and Division 1.2 in Donkey Punch that meet in the grand finals. That was quite the overtime again, really intense, really long, and at the end of the day, you have to say congratulations to Zero Mercy, who've done a stellar job to come back after that Game 1 overtime loss after 6 minutes. That shows some true grit, some true metal, and that shows that they have what it takes to maybe even beat Donkey Punch.
Yeah, they dug deep when they needed to, and they take the series win this time. Much less than the reverse sweep that they were trying to pull off in the winners bracket round 1. It was not quite like that, but there was some pretty long overtimes in that series, and ultimately Zero Mercy won 2 of them to Wooky eSports' 1, and that was a big difference maker between the 2 teams. But now they'll head into the Donkey Punch series, no doubt with a lot of confidence, having dropped a number 1 seed.
They've dropped the numbers 1 seed, and speaking of that series, it will happen very, very shortly. We will just take a quick breather to calm ourselves down, to get our voices back, and we will see you in the grand finals when it's called Donkey Punch versus Zero Mercy for Ultimate Division 1 glory.